Hello everyone, this is Tom from Dirk Witte Music Store in Utrecht, the Netherlands. And today we are taking a look at a very cool, relatively new Fender Jaguar electric guitar from a relatively new line, that being the Fender American Professional Classic line. And then, like I said, this is a Jaguar in a very cool looking faded Sherwood green metallic finish with a faux torsion pickguard. Really cool color, which was like a custom color back in the 1960s, and it may be one of my favorite Fender custom colors. I'm really digging this. Paired with that faux torsion, it looks really good in my opinion. So really cool guitar. Really kind of like a blend between the American Professional line and then like the more like traditional reissue style of models, also made by the Fender, or like made in the Fender US line. So yeah, as the name suggests, it like blends the more professional type of specs and features with then a very classic and a very traditional style and look. So a really cool guitar with some very cool specs. So let's then dive into those. So we have then got an alder body, again in this very stunning looking faded Sherwood green metallic finish. We have then again also obviously got that faux torsion pickguard. This being a Jaguar, it is the short scale model, so that meaning that the scale length from the bridge to nut is 24 inches as compared to like the 25.5 inches from Fender Stratocasters and Jazzmasters for that matter. So it is all just a little bit more compact. The frets are also a little bit more closer together, so you don't have to like stretch all that much for like wide complex chords or something like that. And it also just makes for just a little bit of a different feel. It just feels in place just a little bit more slinky as compared to normal or like more common models made by Fender. But this still retains quite a traditional type of look and layout, especially when it comes to the pickups, because these are some Fender Coastline 65 single coil Jaguar pickups, which obviously look very traditional with those teeth on each side of them, and also give you those classic Jaguar tones. 1965 is kind of like arguably the most iconic year for the Fender Jaguar, where yeah, a lot of current day reissues or like vintage style Jaguars are based on the 1965 version of this very iconic model. You've then also got the Jaguar trem system that you also find on Jazzmaster, which then also has this locking mechanism where you can like lock the spring so that it doesn't move as much when you are not using your trem, which you then obviously put into here. Which then also then gets kind of like this rocking style of a bridge with kind of roller style of saddles. They're not real roller saddles, but they are kind of like, I think that these actually were first introduced on the Fender Mustang, but these are just a little bit more practical than the traditional Fender Jaguar bridge with like the knurled kind of like screw type of saddles. These are kind of like a little bit more superior to that, so that's very nice to see on this model as well. The controls are quite different from your more traditional Fender Jaguar because these are quite simplified. As you can probably tell, you do not have all of those switches and knobs and yeah, all of that stuff going on. You do got the very iconic looking plates, metal plates for your controls, but again much more simplified. So you just got a master volume and a master tone control, which is quite standard even on the traditional Fender Jaguar. But then you've got just here a 3-way pickup selector switch, kind of like there is a Gibson in style, that you can just get your neck pickup, both, and just your bridge pickup. And then you just got one switch over here, whereas on the traditional Fender Jaguar you would get like a whole different circuit also that you would like find on the Fender Jazzmaster. That you get like this whole different type of a circuit over here going on, like a rhythm circuit or a dark circuit. But now you just got one switch, and that is for your this is your strangle switch. So if you have this activated, it just gets a little bit more spiky and a little bit more bright that you would traditionally have found over here with your pickup on and off switches. So you still then get kind of like more tones than just your basic pickups, but it is definitely yeah, much more simplified because a lot of people don't even use that dark circuit all that much. It's not too usable. So for this model they just opted to like leave that out, but not all the way, because then you still got that strangle switch, so that is pretty cool. Definitely can get some cool tones from this. Input jack over here on the front. Moving on to the neck, that is a maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard. Fingerboard features a 9.5-inch radius, so that's also a little bit more modern spec as compared to the 7.25 inches. The profile, that is how Fender describes it as a, let's see, that they describe as a modern C. I believe that you also find this profile on like the Player 2 series and stuff. So it is a very much like a medium-sized neck. Obviously a C shape, as the name suggests, so nicely rounded, but not too big, not too thin, just medium in size, and just very comfortable playing and feeling. There's also then satin over there on the back, so it feels really, really smooth, whereas the face of the headstock is glossed. Then got your pearloid dot inlays. Got a what appears to be a let's see, a synthetic bone nut. Then the headstock features obviously your Fender Jaguar decal, as well as your single string tree, your truss-rod axis over there on the top of the headstock, as compared to having to like take off your neck and reach it over here at the end of the neck right here. And then you've got your vintage style tuners, which are, to be more specific, those are your Fender Classic Gear staggered tuners. So they are staggered. Yeah, they're slightly staggered. Yeah. So like your high E tuner is not as tall as like your low E tuner, so it kind of like goes down like so, in order to kind of like combat that angle that you normally then get with more standard tuners, where they are all the same height. So that's also kind of like a little subtle modern touch that is actually quite a good thing, because you can barely tell. It just looks very much vintage in style, so they did a great job on that. And yeah, last thing to mention, also comes with a very sweet Fender style gig bag, nicely and sturdy, a little bit more practical obviously than a hard showcase if you are a gigging musician that, like us in the Netherlands, we like to take our bikes everywhere, as compared to like in the US, where most people drive cars for most things, and then a gig bag is a little bit more practical than a hard showcase. So yeah, for us in the Netherlands, it is quite beneficial. But yeah, all in all, a really cool guitar, really nice blend of like classic vintage style with some modern tweaks here and there, like more player-friendly tweaks here and there, just resulting in a very fantastic looking, playing and sounding Fender Jaguar from the Fender USA factory. So very much high quality and very much a professional instrument that just yeah, it's just a really, really nice one at that. So really cool guitar. Let's see what it sounds like. But first, if you're interested in this brand new Fender American Professional Classic Jaguar in a stunning looking faded Sherwood green finish, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of very cool brand new electric guitars like these, cool vintage electric guitars, acoustic guitars, bass guitars even, all of that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and to follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's see what this really cool brand new Fender American Professional Classic Jaguar sounds like. Going to be playing through this late 1970s Fender Pro Reverb. It's going to do some Beach Boys stuff, because Carl Wilson of the Beach Boys obviously played a Fender Jaguar in the 1960s, so this is the right model for that. So let's then move on to that part, and let's then take this really cool brand new Fender American Professional Classic Jaguar in a stunning faded Sherwood green finish for a spin.